Hey there, it's Jim and Debbie with another episode of the Midday Minute. Debbie, this is episode 51. These things are catching up to us.
They are. I feel like we just did this.
You know what? It does feel like we just did this because that's, of course, last week we did a take a break on our Facebook Live. Those are we have another one coming up next week. What's on store?
Next week on the 11th at 10 a.m. Central, there's a take a break with the scholarship team.
Okay, and then maybe one more after that?
The last one that's scheduled is for March 25th,
right.
10 a.m. Central Time with the development team.
Right, before Take a Break takes a break until the summer, right?
That's right.
So we encourage you, if you haven't been watching those, to head over on next Thursday, a week from this Thursday, to our Facebook page and at 10 a.m. Central Time and just check one of those out. They're 20-minute conversations with staff members, Q&As if you submit questions, or you can ask questions in the chat and they'll respond. Otherwise, it's just chatting about, giving you an inside look at what's happening at the foundation.
Yeah.
In real time. Unfiltered.
Yep. Unfiltered.
Anything can happen. Right? Right. Now, in today's episode, we're going to talk a little bit about March at the ENF. It's March, which seems crazy because remember last March?
Barely.
So we're coming up on a year of adapting to this new normal. So we're not sure that this March is going to look like past Marches, but in a typical March, the old saw about coming in like a lion is never more true than at the ENF. In fact, at the ENF, March comes in like a lion, and it doesn't leave like a lamb. It leaves like a bigger, meaner, angrier lion.
Fiercer lion.
March is it's a busy month at the ENF because it's the end of our fiscal year. So we're going to talk a little bit about that. But first, we have a contest winner to announce.
We do. The episode 50 comment contest winner is Cindy Courtner.
Cindy Courtner. Congratulations, Cindy.
Right.
Thanks for commenting on the show. Cindy is the proud recipient of a $50 soft credit to the ENF funded program of her choice, but only if she follows through by telling us how she would like to apply that soft credit. You can do that, Cindy, in the comments below or by emailing enf@elks.org with the subject Midday Minute soft credit.
Yeah, pretty cool. She won a $50 soft credit on the 50th episode.
That is a 50-50.
Special 50-50.
Now, you want to be sure to follow through, Cindy, and these people did not, and they are now in danger of forfeiting the soft credits that they won in past episodes. So if we don't hear from these folks by the time we record the next episode,
you're out of luck.
They're out of luck.
Uh-oh.
So send us an email, Nancy Oakes, Ronnie Elsheimer, R.A. Pickett, Dana Miller, Bev Hamby, Deb Minners, Mike Rittenhouse, and Bremerton Lodge.
Wow.
Let us know how you would like us to apply your $50 soft credit. It's, March 31st is coming. This is an opportunity to get an additional $50 in per member giving credit for your lodge. Simply, just by doing the easy part. You already did the hard part. You won. All you got to do now is follow up. Now, if we don't hear from them by the time we record, typically we record it on Tuesdays at 10 a.m. Central before the episode airs. I think what we're going to do is take that. That's $400. We're going to take that and just put it in a mega pool.
For a lucky winner on St. Patrick's Day?
Or maybe a few lucky winners. Okay. We'll figure that out. But
I like it.
You know what? We love giving away money here at the ENF, right? We don't want to just sock that money away. It's not like you and I get to split it. So we wanna help out somebody's lodge or a few somebody's lodge, right?
Yeah.
Awarding those soft credits, either the people who won it or to a second chance winner.
It's like a little pot of gold found at the end of the rainbow on our next episode.
One way or the other, we want to give that $400 away. Okay.
Cool.
You too can be a winner by commenting on this episode of the Midday Minute. Simply comment below with the hashtag ENF Midday, and we will randomly select one winner to win that $50 soft credit. Actually, have the opportunity to win the $50 soft credit because you still have to follow through, as we discussed.
So what else is going on?
Well, as I said, March is in like a lion. Our fiscal year ends on March 31st. So that's also the deadline for donations to the foundation. Last year, due to the pandemic and so many lodges closing, a lot of people asked if we could move that deadline. And we're getting the same question this year. And the answer is no. It's, that's part of our audit is we have to report on how many donations we received by March 31st. So that deadline is not flexible. So that's why we're talking about it, right?
Right.
If you have giving goals that you would like to reach or attain, or if your charitable plans include making another gift to the foundation by March 31st, make sure you get on that. Mail has been a little hit or miss lately. All around the country, we've seen delays. Now, I just got a check. Somebody sent me a check, a friend from Arizona for something. And it only took 4 days to get there, which isn't too bad. But there's also been stories of really long delays. So
in Chicago, especially.
Yes, if you've held off making your donation to the ENF and loyalty club status is important to you, or attaining one of the recognition levels that will be expiring or going away on March 31st, participating member, sustaining member, distinguished member, make sure you get those donations in. Do not wait, send now, or better still, donate online. We'll put a link right up here, easy to do. Couldn't be easier, couldn't be safer.
Right. You and I have been at the foundation long enough to remember when that wasn't a thing, donating.
Absolutely.
Right?
Yeah.
And that we were waiting, checks had to be in and all of that. So
I mean, I've been here
it's so easy now.
Long. Yeah, it was, the internet almost wasn't the thing when I started working at the foundation. Okay, so we've got that going on. The fundraising goal is $4.80 per member this year. That's another thing that we're not going to change. And your lodge, if it meets that goal, will be eligible for a gratitude grant of at least $2,000 next year. So that's important. We'll put a link here. You can check and see where your lodge currently stands if you want to help achieve that goal. We're already at over $6 per member this year. So we're doing pretty well, all things considered. Now, in a normal year, we measure success by breaking records, not just achieving the goal. Our current record in per member giving is $8.69. That, to be honest, looks like a bridge too far, probably a few bridges too far. It's
for this year.
It's for this year. It's been a crazy year. But we're over $6 per member, which is really good. 1,145 lodges have already achieved the goal, so that's pretty good.
Great.
In a typical year, we'd end up at around 1,675 or so.
Mm-hmm.
But again, March is typically our busiest month, and we'll see, whether that'll remain true this year.
We're all hopeful, right?
Yeah.
Elks are generous.
Folks who don't have to worry about the mail so much are the ones who have joined our Fidelity Club of monthly giving, and those folks have never been more important to us than at the first few months of this pandemic, when we were trying to figure out how things were going to work from our remote offices, and how we were going to retrieve donations that were mailed to us and process those, all those things. And we had that just a reliable cycle of those monthly givers, which really helped to keep the ship sailing in those first few months. I'm happy to say that since January 1st of this year, we have enrolled more than 300 new members of the Fidelity Club, which is huge.
That's amazing. That is amazing.
Yeah, it's really good news. Now, I like to think that all those New Year's resolutions that I wrote for you people are paying off. So
it comes back to you.
Yeah, absolutely. Right. So yeah, that's pretty much what's going on at the on the donation side of things. We're hopeful. One area where we've really held our own is in designated gifts, and it looks like we're going to hit our goal, and that's important because that has a direct impact on our budget. Like we count on the designated gifts to fill the gap in our budget, and we were hoping our budget called for $2 million in designated gifts this fiscal year, and we are on pace to hit that mark. So that's good.
Well, great. Well, yesterday I received in the mail my sticker for my membership card and this brochure.
Oh, look at that, Jim Grillo with Sean Pringle.
And it really just brought a smile to my face. I was so happy to get that, and I can't wait to put my window cling on my car so everybody can see.
Yeah, that's awesome.
I'm supporting the foundation.
So that's one of the last times we gathered that picture in that brochure, isn't it? That's from our donor event at the 2019 convention in St. Louis, right? We were in the Champions Club at Busch Stadium.
Right, which is why you can see that Sean has on, it looks like a baseball.
Enough branded baseball. Yeah. Those are cool.
Yeah, that was fun.
Yeah. So what's happening on your side of the aisle, the program side?
Well, we, obviously as the fiscal year winds down, the deadline being March 31st, we've also are coming to different milestones in our contests, our scholarship contests. So the MBS contest has entered its next phase, where the semifinalists were notified yesterday. So now they have an opportunity to complete another application for an opportunity to be invited to the leadership weekend to interview for the top awards of $30,000, $40,000, and $50,000. Anybody who's invited will get 20. So it's a big deal. So that's going to be a virtual leadership weekend again this year, and it's scheduled for April 23rd and 24th. So, yeah,
that was one of the hard pivots we had to make last year.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
I mean, it was really the first. Well, I guess the changes to the SIP were the first, and then the leadership, launching the decision not to do an in-person leadership weekend, and then scrambling to put together a virtual experience.
When we had, I know we've talked a lot about this on the show, but who had ever heard of Zoom before March 16th? So that's going on. Legacy judging is underway. I think I mentioned that either on the Take a Break last week or on our 50th episode of the show. So we'll announce the 350 legacy winners for the children and grandchildren of Elks in April. So that's always exciting. And again, it was a 50 awards increase over last year. So pretty cool.
Yeah, that's good.
Hoop shoot, as we have discussed, the 2020 virtual conclusion is now underway. So the regional contest, the 8 regional contests that didn't happen last March are now happening virtually throughout the month of March this year. We have, it's just going to be based on however the state director wanted to handle it. So there have already been a handful of individual contests that have happened locally with an elk present. This weekend, our good friend in Virginia, Lynn Rutherford Snow, is having a contest at a YMCA that her state champs will drive to. They'll be, adhere to all the safety protocols, and they'll be there, and then they'll leave. And then throughout, so that's going to happen in March, and then throughout the month of April, the virtual national finals will happen. They're not really in quotes. I shouldn't do that. I mean, it is the virtual, it is the 2020 contest is concluding throughout the month of April. So we'll have 72 national finalists competing in April with the help of our regional directors. So really excited about that. Yesterday,
I proofed the first draft of our Heartbeat quarterly newsletter, which is a membership benefit of the Foundation Fellowship at the mercy level, justice level,
yeah.
Which is $100 annual gift. Gets you 4 issues of the newsletter. And there's a lot of great content in it, including 2 really good hoop shoot stories. One is a profile of it's hoop shoot adjacent. It's a profile of regional director Jim McNett and wife Karen, who are active Elks in Frederick, Maryland, and are members of the Fidelity Club, and have also included the foundation in their estate plans. And it's a really nice story in the newsletter about them. And then there's a story about the service scorecard. And, you know, I think you've done a pretty good job of talking about the scorecard on the show and telling people what's happening. What folks may not know is, you know, why we launched the service scorecard. And, you know, research has shown that social isolation can lead to mental illness. Now the verdict's out on whether forced social isolation, which is what kids are
Which is happening
now,
yeah.
will have the same effect, right? We don't know, because what's going on now is unprecedented. But that's no reason to take any chances. And so lots of youth organizations, ourselves included, youth serving organizations, have tried to find creative ways to engage kids during this period of forced social isolation.
Right.
And our solution was the service scorecard. It's kind of a fun way, and you know, it also reinforces those Elks values of service, community service. Share those values with the participants. Volunteerism has benefits also. Other research says that can boost your self-esteem and your mental health.
Yeah, it fits so nicely with grit, with developing gritty kids.
Absolutely. So, you know, we're trying through the service scorecard, we're trying to engage Hoop Shoot participants, give them something else to do at a time where maybe they're not in school, maybe they can't interact with their friends in person, maybe their clubs, teams, and their sports leagues and house leagues, all that stuff are sidelined. A lot of the things, you know, it's not normal for them. It's not, and so we've tried to help through the service scorecard. And there's a story about that in Heartbeat.
Yeah, it's a great story. And this month's service scorecard theme is spring forward. So, you know,
oh, cool.
Very timely. So that'll come out actually by the time this show airs, it'll be announced, because Hoop Shooting the Breeze is posted on a True Grit Tuesday, the first True Grit Tuesday of the month. So that will be posted on March 2nd. So take a look at that show, our sister show, and that's when the theme is announced. And this month's guest is none other than Vern Larson. So
Vern Larson, the dean of the regional directors.
Right.
Well,
we thought it'd be cool to talk to him and hear his perspective on
we'll just
not only being
right up here. Yeah, check that out.
So he'll talk about, you know, being the longest serving regional director at this time, and you know what it meant to have to pivot this year, you know, by us stopping the contest at the district level. He was one of the 4 regional directors that was actually able to have his contest. So he'll talk about that a little bit and what he's most looking forward to as we enter our 50th year for the Hoop Shoot. So check it out. So that's happening. And then, of course, last but not least, our largest program, the Community Investments Program, is set to open with gratitude grants on April 1st, as we have talked about. So the toolkits and all that will be posted this month, so that everybody knows what the deal is. And I had mentioned this last week when we had our take a break, but we had issued a survey on February 23rd. And I just checked before we hopped on to record, and more than 500 people have responded already to the survey. So we sent that out to grants coordinators, lodge secretaries, and lodge exalted rulers. And so 518 people have taken the survey already. And it's really exciting to see their responses, and it's overwhelmingly positive, but there's also some stuff that we'll be able to build on to make the program even better next year in terms of training and whatnot. But again, just want to reiterate that according to the 518 respondents, that 35% of them have reported that hunger is the #1 issue in their community. So that's a pretty staggering number. We asked.
The last stat I saw was that 1 in 6 Americans right now are facing food insecurity.
It's unbelievable. Well, we also asked what they thought the biggest need in the community was before the pandemic. And before the pandemic, hunger issues ranked 12%. So you see that, just that huge increase.
Right.
So great stats. We're going to post those. We actually have a sneak peek that we could post before we close the survey at the end of the month, but some really great stats there, including, 92% of the lodges had to adapt one or more of their grant projects. And of that number, 83% of those actually used their grant funds to donate to an organization, a local organization that was addressing, COVID relief. So yeah, look forward to that. So that's where we're at. We are priming the pump now that the budget meeting's over. We're entering the next phases of our contests. We are getting ready for FY 2022.
And I just want to reiterate with the SIP. Now, we're not following the exact plan from the current year. Like gratitude grants will roll out April 1st as last year. The other grants are not rolling out as last year. We won't have promise grants this next year as this current year. But our commitment is to, when we roll out phase 2, it's going to be Beacon grants and Spotlight grants together. Whereas this current year, it was one of them on July 1st or June 1st, and the other one on August 1st. So.
Right. Spotlight grants opened on June 1st and Beacon grants opened on August 1st. So
yeah, we want to make those available at the same time.
And we're thinking June.
That's our
1st.
current thinking. Yeah,
right.
June 1st.
Right.
So. Okay. Well, that feels like an episode. If you've liked this episode of the Midday Minute, give us a thumbs up. If not, a thumbs down. Either way, please share it far and wide with your social network. If you're not already subscribing to our YouTube channel, hit that button and tap the bell so you'll be notified every time we post new content. Until next time, thanks for watching.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.